Yeah, please check your audio and video settings, please. Everyone, please check your audio and video settings, please, guys. Yes, boss. In yesterday's class, we have seen, okay, we have seen there are two types of dependency management. First of all, tell me what is dependency management? The process of, okay, the process of assigning dependent class object to target class object. The process of getting dependent class object required for the target class object is called dependency management. How many modes of dependency management is possible, guys? Two modes. Number one, dependency lookup. Number two, dependency injection. Tell me what happens in dependency lookup. Here, target component, target class spend some time and logic to search and get dependent class object. Okay, in dependency injection, what happens, guys? Okay, here underlying server or container or framework or JVM dynamically assigns what? Dependent class object to target class object. Tell me who will do all these things in Spring? Spring containers. Dependency management is also called as IOC, inversion of control. That's why Spring containers are also called as what? IOC container. Which word is very popular in Spring? Spring container terminology is popular. IOC container terminology is popular. IOC container terminology is popular. Tell me, what is the real life example for dependency lookup? Student needs course material. He has gone to office. He has gone to office, asked for it, requested for it, then he got it. Okay, he's searching and getting. He's searching and getting one. Okay. Next one. The way Java application or servlet component searches and gets data source object from J&A registry. Data source object from J&A registry is also called what? Hmm, dependency lookup, guys. Okay. What are the examples for dependency injection? The moment student join for the course, though student is not asking for course material, if the institute people assigns the course material to student dynamically, then that comes under dependency injection. Are you understanding my point there? Okay. Am I having, am I audible to everyone, guys? Am I audible? Surya, now you check. Everyone is giving positive reply. Okay. Next one. When we create object for Java class, the way JVM assigns initial values are default values by executing constructor is also some kind of dependency injection. The way servlet container assigns servlet config object to our servlet class object. Are you understanding my point? Okay, fine, guys. Yeah, yesterday I said, na, what is the difference between IOC and dependency injection? What is the difference between IOC and dependency injection? Okay, please look at this. That has already given success to someone, benefit to someone. Okay, guys. Next one. The way servlet container assigns servlet config object to our servlet class object is called as what? Dependency injection. Spring supports both dependency lookup and dependency injection, guys. Right? Okay, but no doubt dependency injection is more popular because job is very much simplified. Okay. So Spring supports both dependency lookup and dependency injection, boss. But in Spring, we can do dependency injection in these 5 modes. Setter injection, constructor injection, aware injection, which is also called as what? Interface injection, lookup method injection, and lastly method injection. This method injection concept is also called as method replacer. What is that, guys? Method replacer. Okay, guys. What is the difference between IOC and dependency injection? Yesterday only we discussed. IOC is a software specification given by Martin Flower, adopted by Sun Microsystem, having set of rules and guidelines to manage dependency among the classes. Nothing but target and dependent classes. Dependency lookup and dependency injection are two implementation models of IOC. That means the IOC rules and guidelines can be implemented either by using dependency lookup process or what? Dependency injection process. So that means all these are IOC implementation model. This is IOC implementation model. This is IOC implementation model. Okay, guys. Shall we move to today's discussion? Okay, if any newcomers are there, you can watch initial class videos. You can watch the videos of initial classes from Naresh IT YouTube channel. Naresh IT YouTube channel. Come on. You can collect everyday classroom notes from Facebook. That's the Facebook. Next. In order to get that notes, you have to become a member of the FB group, guys, because that's a private group. Group name is Natraz Java Arena. Arena. Mail ID is, this is the mail ID to clarify all the doubts. Or you can post your doubts in the group also. Yes, those are sending requests. Don't worry. After the class, I will approve the request. Right. Shall we get into today's discussion, boss? Today, I'm going to talk about setter injection, boss. I'm going to talk about setter injection. Yeah, first we'll spend some time on setter constructor injection. Then we will learn what is dependency lookup practically. Then we will try to see remaining injection. I said now as part of Spring Basics, our main focus is what? Learning about Spring containers and completing different modes of dependency lookup and dependency injection. In this process, we will be learning Spring application development in 4 approaches using XML driven configurations, annotation driven configurations, next 100% code driven configurations, Spring Boot. So once Spring Boot is launched, there onwards, every topic of Spring will be learned in Spring Boot angle. I keep on telling. Earlier, we used to study all modules of Spring in Spring style. All modules of Spring in Spring style. Are you listening my statement? Okay, now After learning Spring basics, we will still learn all modules of Spring and extension modules in Spring Boot style. That means we are not going to miss anything. Only the thing is we are going to see application development in Spring Boot style. Why? Because 95% of industry has moved to what? Okay, 95% of industry has moved to Spring Boot. Okay, and if one, two projects are there in future, they also will be migrated to Spring Boot style. So concepts are same, only style of programming is changing. So it's a combination of two courses. Spring old course, Spring Boot with microservice is the new course. And whatever course I designed is the combination of what? Both courses. Spring Basics, okay, plus, yeah, here Spring Core will be covered, Spring JDBC will be covered, MVC will be covered, Spring Security will be covered. But initial few days only we will work with what? XML annotation 100% code mode. Understanding my point? Okay. Spring Basics plus Spring Boot. Okay. Security, cloud and microservices. Okay, cloud and microservices. Yeah, because if you learn this course, you are able to clear Spring Basics related interview questions, and you are able to clear all the modules related question, because concept is same. Only the thing is we are going to see programming in Spring Boot style. Almost Spring based development got stopped. Every project is now moving to Spring Boot. All new projects are happening in Spring Boot. If any old projects are there in maintenance mode, they are also slowly migrating to Spring Boot. Please talk to your working friends or relative for better confirmation, for double confirmation. That's my simple advice. If any working people are there in the chat box, in the batch, please respond what's happening in the industry so that others will get the confidence. Others will get the confidence. Yes. See, so many people are confirming. Prasad is confirming my project is moved to. Reason is very simple, guys. In Spring Boot, application development is very easy. Spring provides abstraction on technology. Spring Boot provides abstraction on what? Spring itself. So that entire benefits of Spring we can enjoy within no time. Application development becomes easy. Right, guys. Right, guys. See, so many people, every new project is in Spring Boot and microservice, number one. Number two, if any old projects are there in Spring, they are slowly migrating to Spring Boot and microservices. Fine. Okay, nothing happened to Spring. Spring Boot is nothing but Spring. You are using Spring Boot means internally it is Spring only. So nothing happened to Spring. Some people are saying Spring RIP kind of thing. So no, 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 no. Nothing happened to Spring. Still Spring is there. But internally, Spring is there. Fine, boss. Shall we get into the discussions, boss? Setter injection. You have to change as per industry needs, guys. We cannot be stubborn. Right? Setter injection. Let's concentrate on what is setter injection. If Spring or IOC container is using setter method of target class. Setter method of target class. Come on. To assign dependent class object to target class object. Dependent class object to target class object. Then it is called setter injection. Then it is called setter injection. So that means we have to have setter method in the target class. Let me take one small example to understand this. Okay. Now I have a target class called, I have a package com.nt.beans. Hey, you can take any package name, guys, any package name. But generally, I prefer taking 3 words in the package name. Okay, com for what? Company. NT for Naresh Technology, beans. Now you can take according to your comfort. According to your comfort. Some people feels, okay, project name dot module name dot purpose. Some people takes, okay, in dot x dot y. So anything, but try to take some meaningful one. That's it. Okay. In this package, I have a class called wish message generator. What is this wish message generator? Simple example, guys. It's like a POC kind of thing to understand only fundamentals. And other hand, we got java.util.date. What is there? Java.util.date. Now tell me, this is my target class, guys. This is my target class. This is my dependent class. Okay. So here we have one method. Here we are having one method. What is that method? Public string generate wish message. Generate wish message string user. Public string generate wish message string user. This is my method, guys. Now focus. Okay, now focus. Array, to generate wish message in the business method, first of all, date and time is required or not, especially current hour of the day is required or not. Or what kind of wish message you should give, boss? Early morning means good morning. Up to 12 o'clock, good morning. After that, good afternoon. In the evenings, good night. Late night, in the evenings, good evening. In the late night, good night. Like this, I want to generate the wish message. But to do all these things, we need current hour of the day. To get current hour of the day, first of all, date class object should be injected or not? Date class object should be injected or not? No doubt in that. But in order to inject a date class object, first of all, I should configure date class and wish message generator class, both as Spring Beans or not. Both as Spring Beans or not. Come on. Okay. What this method should give, guys? Should give wish message based on the current hour of the day. For this, okay, we need to see java.util.date class object injection to target class object. Target class object. Wish message generator. Nice, boss. Shall we design that? Okay, I said the other day, anything can be taken as a Spring Bean. Predefined class, user-defined class, any class can be taken as a Spring Bean. Today you observe, one target class is user-defined class, dependent class is, okay, predefined class. If needed, you can take both predefined. If needed, you can take both user-defined. If needed, you can make third-party supplied class also Spring Bean. How can you say Java class is Spring Bean, guys? It may be any class, but that class object should be created and managed by whom? That class object should be created and managed by whom? Spring container. That's the only condition, right? That means, in fact, any class can become Spring Bean, boss. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Right. So let us concentrate how to deal with this, guys. Acha, and again, I am requesting everyone, please come out of Sunday, Monday, Saturday, Sunday feeling while attending classes. Because all the 7 days we have to work hard because our syllabus is quite huge, guys. Because today I'm seeing some strength less, nearly 50 students are less. Daily around we are keeping 440, 450 members. But today's strength is still, it is 380. Got it or not there? So please come out of this. We have to do hard work because in this course I am covering nearly 20 plus tools and I have to teach so many modules including Spring Basics. So it's from both sides, lot of commitment is required. From my side, I am ready to give commitment. From your side also, lot of commitment is required, guys. I know early morning emotions will be there, but you have to control. 21 days you practice, guys. Automatically you will be habituated. Right. Okay, boss. So let's go for it. Vishme says generator. Vishme says generator.java. Okay. Now here what is this? Package com.nt.beans. Yes, boss. Public class Vishme says generator. Okay, guys. Now I want to ask one question, guys. I want to ask one question. The question is, listen. IOC container going to assign date class object to wish message generator class object by calling setter method. First of all, in wish message generator class, there should be a property to receive and hold date class object or not. To receive and hold date class object, there should be a property in wish message generator or not, guys. Come on, guys. Modi said that I am going to deposit 15 lakh rupees in your account. So first of all, we have to keep bank account ready now, boss. Your state government said that, okay, because of lockdown, income levels are decreased. I am going to give 3,000 rupees in every account for 4-5 months. Okay, first of all, we should keep bank account ready or not. Similarly, when IOC container says, I'm going to inject dependent class object to target class object, first of all, target class should have a dependent class reference variable or not to receive and hold it. Come on, guys. To receive and hold it. Yes, boss. So I must think about keeping that one ready. So that is called, technically called, bean property or Spring Bean property. Array member variables are also called properties. Since it is there in Spring Bean class, right? Okay, I will call it as Spring Bean property. Private date, date. Private date is a reference variable. Tell me guys, technically this is called composition related has a property or not? Array, assigning one class object to another class object is technically called composition in your core Java. A is extending from B, inheritance. A is having B class object, composition. What do you say, guys? So composition, and that composition is always has a property, has a relation, right, boss? Composition. This is what as a property. Let's have a look here. Class A. Class B extends A. Extends A. Tell me here. Is the inheritance, right? It comes under what concept? Inheritance. Inheritance is always easy relationship. Why, sir? B is extending from A. B is extending from A. Come on. This is what? Inheritance. Showing easy relationship. Okay, guys. Next. Same class A, guys. Same class B, guys. A is equal to new A of. Okay. Yes. So what is this, guys? Composition has a relation. Right. Now tell me, guys, date class property is there in wish message generator class. Is it supporting composition or inheritance? Composition. In Spring compared to inheritance, composition is popular. In the second example, I will talk what is the problem with what? Inheritance. So I'm going to talk about what is this? Right, guys. So composition is comes under has a relationship. Okay, second project I am going to implement by teaching strategy design pattern. There I will talk more about inheritance and composition. But first of all, you just remember, if one class is planning to have another class object, okay, whatever property we take to hold that object is called has a property. What a property, guys? Has a property. Is that clear, guys? Okay, boss. Next. Spring Bean property, private date, date. But I said I am designing this class supporting setter injection, guys. Yes or no? Na? Right. Public wide set date. Setter method, guys. Set date. Date, date. Okay. IOC container calls this is set date method on wish message generator class object having date class object as the argument. But I want to assign to this property. Then what should I do? This dot date is equal to date. Am I going to call this setter method or I'm keeping for container? I'm keeping it ready for container. Come on, guys. IOC container internally calls set date method on wish message generator class object by passing, okay, by passing date class object as the argument. But I want to use this date class object not in setter method, not just in setter method. I want to use in other business methods. Throughout the class in other business method I want to use. Definitely I should give global visibility. How to provide global visibility to local visibility, guys? By using this operator, we have to assign to instance variables or not. Why this operator? Because both names are matching. If both names are not matching, I can assign directly. Array, come on, guys. Basic core Java. Local variable I want to use throughout the class. Then I have to assign to one global variable or not. You got a information. Listen, you got a information. Someone told it. You want to make it public. You want to make it global. Then you will post in the Facebook or not. Then you will post in the Facebook or not. Similarly, container is giving date class object as the argument of the setter method. No, you want to use throughout the class. Then you have to assign to one instance variable or not. One global variable or not. Since global variable name and parameter names are matching, I am taking this. I hope you got this kind of small fundamentals. Please, core Java is minimum, boss. Next, we have a business method. Public string generate wish message string user. This is my business method. Here I am going to write the business logic, guys. Here I am seriously going to write business logic. Are you listening my statement, guys? How to write that business logic, boss? So let us write that business logic. Come on. Let us write that business logic, guys. Get current hour of the day. Int hour is equal to date dot get hour. Date dot get hour. You will get hour in 24 hours format. We will get hour in 24 hours format. Hey, this is purely business logic, guys. Hour less than 12 return. Okay, I'm just writing good morning plus user. Else return good afternoon plus else if hour less than 16. Okay, guys. Even both wish message generator date are going to be Spring Beans. Okay. Both are Spring Beans. Since the date is a predefined class, I am not developing separately. That's it. Predefined class, they will be collected from JDK libraries automatically. Hour less than 20. Return good evening plus user. Else return good night plus user. End of the method, end of the class. Okay, guys. So we are having wish message generator, guys. I think, see, array, after injecting dependent class object to target class, if you don't use in business method, it's meaningless, na? We are not injecting for time pass, guys. We are injecting for a purpose, right? See, DTDC will be injected to Flipkart, and if Flipkart is not using for a delivery method, what's the use? While delivering products, if DTDC is not used by Flipkart, what's the use of doing injection? We don't do injections time pass, right? First of all, tell me, in real time, project will have one class, a lot of classes, a lot of classes. All these classes are independent classes, or classes having dependency. Dependency. That means one class services we want to use in other class or not. We would like to use one class services in other classes. What do you say? Same thing, boss. When I'm injecting date class object to wish message generator means definitely I have a need of using that one in one or other business method. It's a purely entry level example. We will see more complex, more interesting examples later. This is only to tell that what is what. POC, proof of concept. POC to tell that user defined class can be taken as Spring Bean. POC to tell that predefined class can be taken Spring Bean. POC to tell that, okay, container can use a setter method to assign setter dependent class object to target class object. POC to fill Spring Bean configuration file. POC to fill how to create container as a lightweight container. All these things I am going to talk here. Yes, I think you got the clarity, guys. Come on. Now tell me, tell me, in your mind, if you think wish message generator is Spring Bean, date class is Spring Bean, okay, wish message generator is target class, date class is dependent class, not okay, now, boss. We have to give these instructions to whom, boss? We have to give these instructions to whom? Spring Bean, IOC container. See, in your mind, if you think that so-and-so class is servlet, you should respond for so-and-so URL means, is it going to work out? In your mind, you will assume so many things, guys. But that is not important. What you are telling to container, servlet container, that is most important, right? In your mind, you will think that I am on the moon. That is not correct, na? That is not correct, right? So somewhere we have to give instructions or not. Okay, somewhere I have to give instruction. Okay, now listen. Different modes of Spring application development. Listen, guys. Using XML driven configurations. Using annotation driven configurations. Okay, guys. Using 100% code driven configurations. Number 4, Spring Boot. Our main focus is on Spring Boot, but initially few days we will be working with all the 3 approaches also. So to begin with, first I am going to develop this application using XML driven configuration. Okay, this is not permanent, only to enter into the subject, to only feel what is the difference between XML and annotation and 100% code. Our main focus will be on Spring Boot only. Okay, all these are what? Just launching pads to enter into Spring Boot, guys. Are you listening my statement, boss? Come on. Right. Yes, we will be using Eclipse also, no doubt. We'll be using Eclipse. I'm just explaining. Now tell me, guys. Okay, if you think in mind that is not enough, you have to tell to IOC container, these are the classes I'm planning to take as Spring Bean. Though there are so many predefined and third-party classes, okay, this is my target class, this is my dependent class. That too I have to tell to container while assigning dependent class object to target class object, you should use a setter injection. If you don't give all these instructions, how container knows, guys? Impossible. That's why here is my application context.xml, guys. Don't think that we are spending time on XML only to enter into this. Okay, guys. Yes, only to enter into Spring Boot, we are just learning this. Okay, fine. Okay, now come here, guys. Here beans, guys. Here is what? Yeah, we have a tags. How we got servlet mapping tag? Similarly, we have a tags, guys. Okay, bean ID. DT. Every Spring Bean is identified with its bean ID, guys. Nothing but internally it becomes object name. When Spring container creates object for Spring Bean ID becomes object name. Bean ID becomes object name. Nothing but reference variable name. Okay, see boss, you are not identified with your name or anything else in Naresh IT. In Naresh IT, you are identified with your registration number. Similarly, within IOC container, Spring Bean is identified with its Bean ID. So that ID you have to give. Next class, fully qualified. See guys, any file name .xml can be taken as Spring Bean configuration file. But recommended to take application context.xml. Only recommendation. In fact, any file name can be taken as Spring Bean configuration file. Is that clear? Okay. com.nt.beans. Wish message generator. Wish message. Sorry, I think DT I have given now. So let's go for java.util.date. Okay, dependent class configuration. What class configuration, guys? Dependent class configuration. Okay, guys. Next one. These are the comments, guys, like HTML comments. Okay, target class configuration. Yes, boss. Bean ID, WMG, wish message generator class is equal to com.nt.wish message generator. But listen, guys, listen. I don't want to configure wish message generator as a Spring Bean, not just as Spring Bean. On this Bean class, I want to do injection also. I want to tell to IOC container after creating wish message generator class object, call setter method to assign date class object to assign date class object to a property called date property called okay property called date in wish message generator. So I have to give that instruction, guys. First of all, if you want to give instruction of setter injection, we have to use a tag called property. We need to use the tag called property. Are you listening, boss? To perform setter injection, we need to use the tag called property. Constructor-arg tag for constructor injection, property tag for setter injection. Are you listening my statement, guys? Name is equal to, what is equal to, guys? Name is equal to, what is the property name? Date. You are asking IOC container to inject which class object? Date class object, which is a Spring Bean. Spring Bean is identified with what, guys? Bean ID. Spring Bean is not identified with its what? Class name is identified with Bean ID. Come on, guys. Are you understanding my statement? Okay. I am asking IOC container date property of wish message generator. Come on. Date property of wish message generator should be injected with date class object. Date class object, which is nothing but Spring Bean. For that one, we are having ref attribute. What attribute, guys? Ref attribute. Day one, it looks new. After seeing 1-2 times, it becomes easy. Array new remains new until you make it old. Understanding my statement? So listen carefully. This is the root tag, guys. Opening root tag, closing root tag. Leave it, because every XML should have one top element. This is the top element. Cool. Okay, bean id dt class is equal to java.util.date. Because of this, IOC container makes date class as a Spring Bean. Because of this one, come on. Because of this one, wish message generator becomes Spring Bean. Okay, because of property tag on property date. Listen, what is the property name? Date. Or you can give triple X word in set triple X method. Understanding my statement? Okay, guys. Right. So I want to inject what, guys? Another bean class object. What is that bean class? Date class. It is identified with what, guys? This is identified as what? DT. That's why we have to pass DT there. This DT should match. If you take X there, you have to give X. If you take Y there, you have to give Y here. See here. Since property tag is there, that too I am asking to inject another bean class object to date property. Come on, guys. This becomes a target bean. Since no other property tags, nothing is there, just bean is there. That too it is used by some other bean. It is called dependent bean. This is called dependent bean. Okay, guys. Now listen. This is for what purpose? Setter injection. This is to indicate for setter injection. This is what, guys? Property name. Property name. Don't worry, we'll spend time one by one. DT. Dependent. Spring Bean ID. Dependent Spring Bean ID. Nothing but object name. Okay, guys. Fine, boss. Right. This is Bean ID, guys. This is Spring Bean class name. This is Bean ID. This is Spring Bean class name. I know today it looks new. I know today it looks new. But when you spend the time, it becomes easy. It's something like this, guys. Main method of core Java also looked very lengthy in the day one of core Java class, right? Web.xml also found very, very complex in the initial days of servlet learning. Now we are playing with them or not? Now we are playing with them or not? Okay, guys. The same thing. Don't give importance to tags. Try to understand the meanings. Try to understand the meanings. Understanding? Right. Okay, now listen. Total how many classes are there in my application? 2 classes. One is date class, one is wish message generator class. How to configure them as Spring Beans, guys? By using bean tag. Tell me what I have done. Okay, tell me what I have done. Java.util.date I mentioned in the class attribute, and ID I have given bean tag. Is that clear? Everyone clear on this line? Please respond in the chat box. Bean is the tag, bean ID, class name. Clear on this point, guys? Next. What is the another bean class we are having? com.nt.beans wish message generator. Yes, configured. What is the bean ID? WMG. Everyone clear on this line, guys? Everyone clear on these lines? Superb. Okay, now concentrate. I want to tell to Spring container, hey container, perform date class object injection to. What is that? Perform date class object injection to date property by using setter method. Okay, how to tell that you have to call setter method? Come on. property tag. If you configure any bean property using property tag, IOC container get the instruction that it has to perform setter injection. That it has to perform setter injection. Understanding my point? For every Spring Bean class configuration, separate bean tag. 20 Spring Beans are there, 20 bean tags you have to use. Clear, guys? Uh, what is the name of the property? Date property. You want to inject with what? Another bean class object. Spring Bean is identified with its what? Bean ID. Spring Bean is identified with its what? Bean ID. Come on, guys. Now tell me, guys, what is the bean ID? What is the bean ID of date class which is acting as a Spring Bean? DT. That is mentioned here as DT. Now the question is, why ref? Why not something? Now tell me this, what type of property, guys? Reference type of property or simple property? Do you think it's a int float kind of simple property or reference type of property? Reference type of property. That's why ref. Spring beans are not identified with the class names. They are identified with the bean IDs. So nothing but object names. You have to pass bean ID only. No question of specifying class name. No question of specifying class name. Is that clear, guys? Okay, guys. Listen my points. See, guys. See. First, concentrate on these entries. Please don't spoil your brain. What should be done for that, for this? So don't worry about that. Please focus on what I am presenting. So many people understood these lines. Now they are asking what to do for that, what to do for this. Today you don't think in that angle. My simple request is, try to worry about understanding these lines. In future, what to do, I will take care in future applications. Some people are asking me, sir, if property is simple type, what to do? If I want to configure date class twice, what to do? All these questions I will answer. First, my request is, please focus on these lines only. I hope everyone clear on this. These are comments, guys. These are optional to place. Can we configure target then bean class? Array, this is target now, boss. Order is your choice. Order is your choice. First target, then dependent, nothing, no problem at all. And all these tags and attributes are fixed. Harry's just now I said, first worry about what code I have given. How to work with the remaining properties we will discuss later. Because when situation comes, I will introduce those properties only. How to deal with collection properties, how to deal with all these things we will discuss. Naveen, when I give the flow, you will get the diagram. Okay. Because objects comes into picture when things are right. Now listen carefully. Any file name dot XML. Any file name dot XML can be taken as Spring Bean. Can be taken as Spring Bean. Spring Bean configuration file. Sir, what do you mean by configuring? Passing some details to container is called configuration. Since information is there about Spring Beans for the Spring container, that's why it is named as Spring Bean configuration file. It is recommended to take application context.xml as the Spring Bean configuration file. Okay. Next one, guys. Every Java class can be configured as a Spring Bean using bean tag having ID and class name. Okay, people are asking, how does container know this file should be taken as Spring Bean configuration file? We are going to develop one client application. There we are going to create IOC container passing this file name as Spring Bean configuration file. Still application is not over. Still client application development is left. Right now we are focusing only on Spring Bean configuration file. Okay, container creation is our responsibility. Next, that process is there. Focus on this. Right. In Spring container or IOC container. In Spring container or IOC container, the Spring Bean is identified with its bean ID. Internally it is object name, nothing but reference variable name. When Spring IOC container creates Spring Bean class object. Okay, internally it is object name, guys, nothing but reference variable name when IOC container creates Spring Bean class object. Yes, boss. Next one. If we configure Spring Bean property using property tag, then IOC container performs setter injection on that property. Setter injection. If we configure using constructor -arg tag, we will discuss constructor injection later. Then IOC container performs constructor injection. What injection, guys? Constructor injection. Okay. Constructor injection. Property name is equal to date. Ref is equal to dt. dt indicates that IOC container should call set date method having dt bean id based java.util.date class object as the argument value to assign that java.util.date class object to to the date property of target bean class object, which is nothing but wish message generator class. This is nothing but setter injection, guys. This process is called setter injection now, boss. See, indicates that IOC container should call setDate method having DTBeanID based java.util.date class object as the argument value to assign that date class object to date property of, come on, target bean class object, nothing but wish message generator object. This whole process is called what injection, guys? Setter injection. Whole process is called what injection, guys? Setter injection. Okay. So actually internally what actually happens, boss? Internally what happens? Date class object is created, guys. Date object. With what name it is identified, guys? DT. Spring Bean is identified with its name, na boss. Right. When date class object is created using zero param constructor, by default, what it holds, guys? System date and time. Come on. By default, it holds what? System date and time. System date and time. Okay. Then what it will create, guys? Wish message generator class object. What object, guys? Wish message generator class object. Focus. All these things will happen when container is created and asked for objects. It won't happen automatically. I'm just giving, let us assume I created one IOC container and I asked some objects. At that time, all these things will happen internally, guys. What object? Wish message generator object. Generator object. Wish message generator object, guys. What is the property it is having? Date. Now tell me, because of property tag, what happens, guys? This date class object will be assigned to this one or not? Okay, guys. Understanding my statement? No. Container won't create the object in the order you give. It all depends upon what you are asking from the client application. What we are asking from the client application. Clear, guys? Wish message generator object, date class object. Okay, guys. Now tell me here what happens. So this is nothing but injection or not. How this will be assigned by container? By calling set date dt. By calling set date dt. So calling this set date dt is called what injection, guys? Setter injection. Now tell me, who creates date class object? IOC container. Who creates wish message generator class object? IOC container. Who calls setter method on wish message generator object having date class object as the argument value? IOC container. Everything is done by IOC container only, na boss. Creating this object, keeping this object ready, life cycle management. Creating this object, keeping this object ready, life cycle management. Assigning the dependent object to target class object by calling necessary method, by doing necessary job is nothing but what? Injection. Right now it is doing that job by calling setter method. So can I call it as a setter injection, guys? Can I call it as a setter injection? Now once again, look at this. What is the date? What is the class name? Date. Okay, when IOC container internally create object, what will be the object name? Bean ID. What is the DT? What is that DT? Understanding my statement, guys? Super, guys. Abhi, import. Import will give visibility only. I am not looking for visibility. I want object. That too, I don't want to create the object. Come on. Right. Next one. Next one. What is the class? Wish message generator. When object is created, what will be the bean ID? Double MSG. Come on. What will be the name, guys? Double MG. Okay, guys. Next. By seeing property tag, what it will perform? Setter injection. Setter injection. Having what argument? DT. DT means date class object. Okay, on which property? Set date property. What is the relevant setter method for date property? Set date. It is called set date. On which object set date is called? WMG dot set date is called. WMG dot set date is called. Are you going to do this work, or container will do all these activities internally? Container will do. But to see all these things are done by container, come on. To see all these things are done by container, first of all, we have to keep container ready or not. First of all, we have to keep container ready or not. Come on, guys. Super. Okay, now I'm going to develop one client application where I'll be having class with main method, because from there only I'm going to run the application. So that class with main method will give me JVM. On the JVM, on the top of JVM, my application runs. In that application, I will create IOC container. In that application, I will give IOC container, providing this application context.xml as the input file. Application context.xml as the input file. Are you listening my statement, guys? Come on. Right. So now listen. Client application. Okay, that is setter injection test.java. What test.java? Setter injection test.java. So generally we will take this one also in a package. com.nt.test. Okay, com.nt.test. Listen, normal class objects are created by JVM. Spring Bean objects are created by Spring container, which is running on the top of JVM. Is that clear, guys? Okay. Before going to develop client application, are you comfortable with application context.xml? Forget about you are new to these tags. Attributes are new, tags are new. Leave it. I am asking about, are you understanding the meaning? Are you understanding the meaning? Come on. Listen, guys. How can you say it's a dependent class? This is a target class. Wherever property tag is there under bean tag, that becomes target, guys. Not there can be treated as a dependent. That's the one way. Another way. No, there are no tags to tell that you are target, you are dependent. Come on. Harish. Okay, guys. Now listen carefully. Objects are created by using class new instance method. I will give internals later. I will give internals later. First of all, tell me, guys, this is my target class. This is my dependent class, guys. I configured both classes as Spring Beans. But to tell that I want date class object to be injected to date property, that too by calling setter method, I have chosen property tag. I have chosen property tag. Clear, guys? Okay. These objects will not be created now. Only for knowledge sake, I have written now. When I run the client application, when I develop the client application, then only these object creation will take place. Only for knowledge sake, I have shown them. These objects are really created when you run the client application. Shall I develop the client application now, guys? This diagram I have given to tell that if at all objects are created, how those objects looks. But real creation of these objects will happen when you run the client application. Why? Because in the client application, we are going to have what? IOC container. That's why. Hmm. Listen carefully. Setter injection test.java, guys. Here, public class setter injection test. Public class setter injection test. Public static void main string arg. Public static void main string arg. Yes. First of all, hold and locate Spring Bean configuration file. Hold and locate Spring Bean configuration file. Everyone listen. We have to give Spring Bean configuration file as input file. As input file. Are you listening my point? Spring Bean configuration file as input file. So there is, first of all, you have to locate it, guys. Now listen. File system resource res is equal to new file system resource of it internally uses java.io.file class. Internally uses java.io.file class. Come on, guys. It's a Spring supplied class which is internally using IO streams. Some location. Okay. Application context.xml. What .xml, guys? Application context.xml. This is how we are locating Spring Bean configuration file. Hold and locate. Achha, reverse, let me write. First way, let me say locate and hold Spring Bean configuration file. We got java.io.file class na boss. That will be used internally to locate Spring Bean configuration file, to hold Spring Bean configuration file. Is that clear, guys? Internally, IO streams will be utilized. Okay, guys. Now, 1 minute. What I do is, here I will write my explanation also. Each line you will understand. Please focus. You will get better clarity of XML when I give the flow also. Don't worry. Internally uses java.io.file class to locate and hold given Spring Bean configuration file. Come on. Given Spring Bean configuration file. You have to add Spring jars while developing this client application. From Spring jars, all these classes are available. Given Spring Bean configuration file from the specified path of file system. From the specified path of file system. File system means all the files and folders of your computer. Whatever path you specified, from that path it will get it, guys. Next, boss. Create IOC container. Create IOC container. Now listen. Spring containers are lightweight containers, guys. That much lightweight, you know. You create object, container is ready. Really, sir? Really, sir? You create one object, container is ready. Are you understanding my statement here, guys? Come on. You create object, container is ready. Seriously, sir? Yes. Very much lightweight. It's not like servlet JSP containers, guys. We need a server. When you start the server, servlet JSP containers will come. Spring containers are lightweight containers. Okay. If you want to create, come on, very easy. Using new operator, you create object for one class, Spring container is ready. If you want to create a bean factory container, try to take a class that implements bean factory interface and create object for it, and bean factory container is ready. If you want to create application context container, try to take a class that implements application context container and create object for it, and application context container is ready. Very lightweight containers, guys. Seriously, sir? Yes. Okay, guys. Now listen carefully. Spring containers are lightweight containers. Lightweight containers. By just creating object for one object for predefined classes, object for predefined class, we can keep our IOC Spring containers ready. We can keep our Spring container ready. That much easy. Okay. Yeah. To create bean factory container, to create container in any application, just create object for one of its implementation class. One of its implementation class. One of its like XML bean factory, default listable bean factory, and etc. XML bean factory, default listable bean factory, and etc. See, that much easy, sir? Yes, that much easy, boss. Okay, XML bean factory is old, guys, old and deprecated, but for few days I'm going to use. After that, I will come to this one. Default listable bean factory is recommended. Understanding my point? Yes. First concentrate on the code. I will take separate session only to teach internals. Please, guys, please. Today I'm just introducing what is what. Focus on what I am giving. Harris, Surya, all these people are excited to see what happen internals. Definitely I will teach. But first try to understand what is what. First try to understand what is what. Is that clear? Concentrate on what I am delivering. What is required in future, I will take care. Everyone comfortable with this line, guys? To create bean factory container in any application, just create object for one implementation classes like XML bean factory, default listable bean factory, and etc. Yes, it is old and deprecated, boss, but I'm going to use for a few days. Why? Because it is quite easy to create IOC container by using XML bean factory. Once we are habituated, then we will go for default listable bean factory also. Not an issue. So shall I start doing that work, boss? Come on, guys. XML bean factory is equal to, since I'm introducing code today, things looks new. Simple theory, boss. When you are learning two-wheeler driving, Okay, four-wheeler driving. Initial few days looks new or not? Initial few days looks new or not? Come on. And you will think about, are very hard it is. But if you are spending time on same thing again and again, if you are spending time on that one again and again, what happens, guys? Tell me. You will become perfect. And these lines of code, these XML tags going to come again and again in future. Multiple times we are going to get them. Again and again we are going to spend. Whatever lines I am writing to create container will remain same always. Are you understanding my point? Yes. It's all about acceptance. Accepting the new thing. That's it. Okay, guys. Bean factory and application factory containers are Bean factory and application context are IOC containers, boss. They are called Spring containers. So XML bean factory is equal to new XML bean factory of RES. Sir, what is this RES? Are you using constructor? Okay, I am creating object, but in that process I am passing RES as the argument. RES is already representing application context.xml or not. See guys, how easy it is to create IOC container. When I run this application, first JVM comes. Okay, on the top of JVM, this application comes. In that application, IOC container is created. Very, very lightweight or not. See, by just creating object for one class, we are ready with IOC container. That's why we say Spring containers are lightweight. Say something, my dear. Agree with me? Now tell me. Here XML file is located that is passed here and used while creating container. Now container is ready. But do you think by default container will do injection by reading XML file? No. Until you ask, it won't do anything. Until you ask, it will not do anything. Now I want to ask container, hey container, give me wish message generator object. Give me wish message. Tell me, boss, in IOC container, Spring Bean is identified with its what, guys? Bean ID. But how to ask IOC container? I need so and so Spring Bean class object. By passing Bean ID, I can ask for it or not. By passing Bean ID, I can ask for it or not. Please, now I am into the real discussion. Please focus. Get target Bean class object from container. From what? IOC container. Get target Bean class object from IOC container. Please remember, guys. Please remember, Bean factory is an interface, guys. Implementing that interface, we have multiple ready-made user-defined classes. Sorry, predefined classes. What they are? XML Bean factory is one thing, and come on. Okay, default listable Bean factory is another one. Okay, guys. Spring containers are called IOC container. IOC containers are called Spring containers. Both are same. Default listable Bean factory. So this is a concrete class, guys. This is also concrete class. Having some package names. Today you don't worry about the package names. Anyhow, we have to import them in Eclipse. They will come automatically. Get target Bean class object from IOC container. Listen, guys. Okay. There is a method called factory. Everyone focus. Get bean ID. What is a bean ID? WMG. This is the method, guys. Listen, everyone. Okay, guys. But it basically returns object class reference. It basically returns object class reference. No, I want to refer with wish message generator class object. Then why should go for typecasting or not, guys? It basically gives wish message generator class object, guys. But it returns in the form of what? Object class reference. Why? If I pass X bean ID, it has to give X class object. If I give Y bean ID, it will give Y class object. If I pass Z bean ID, it will give Z bean class object. Come on. Typecasting. Wish message generator. Wish message generator. Generator is equal to wish message generator of OBJ. Typecasting is done. Okay, now focus, guys. Focus, guys. Sir, I don't do typecasting. What happens? If you don't do typecasting, you cannot call the business method. Using superclass reference variable, when it is pointing to subclass object, can you call all methods? Only common methods. Only common method. No, sir. I want to call direct methods of the subclass. Then what should I do? I have to go for typecasting or not? Okay. Yes, we should go for, that's why I'm doing typecasting, guys. Now listen, that is not my major issue now. Let's concentrate. Factory dot get bean WMNZ. It takes the bean ID WMG and comes to Spring Bean configuration file. Is there any bean configuration whose bean ID is WMG? Come on, guys. Whose bean ID is WMG? Everyone should listen now. Please, next 10 minutes is very crucial. You will get totality now. You will get totality now. Yes. Is there any bean class configuration whose bean ID is WMG? There are not there? Yes, there. Yes, there. Okay, it observe, are there any injection enabled? Property tag, setter injection is enabled. When setter injection is enabled, first it has to create target class object. Are you getting my point? First it has to create target class object. That's why it will create a target class object. This is a task, boss. This is my A task. Come on, guys. Okay, A task. Target class object is ready having date property. Now listen carefully, boss. Inside that, what is that? Property name date ref is equal to dt. That means on the date property, I want to do injection. What injection? Setter injection. By injecting that bean class object whose bean ID is dt. Now it takes the bean ID dt. Checks. Is there any bean ID? Is there any bean class whose bean ID is dt? Yes, there, boss. Yes, there, boss. Come on. And observe, is there any injection on that bean? Not there. And then what happened? Loads this class and creates the object. Not there. No injection is there. No property tag, no constructor hyphen target. So happily loads the class and creates the object. With what name? dt. This is B, my dear. This is B. Okay, now see, boss, all these things are happened in the process of property tag. Don't forget that. While when it observe property tag only, dependent class object is created. Now it comes to property tag related task completion. So now it will take dt bean id based date class object. Come on. dt bean id based date class object and calls setter method because of property tag set date method. Which method? Set date method it calls, guys. Come on, guys. On what object? Wish message generator class object it calls set date method. In that process, date class object will be assigned to wish message generator class object or not. That's why this is going to be C. Okay, I think now all bulbs are glowna, not glowna, guys. I think now you got a better understanding, boss. Last time, one more last time. Concentrate. That's what, when I was writing XML file, people are asking where object, how object. And I said, wait, Babu, wait until let me create the container. Some people are quite excited. Now tell me, it is looking heavier, easier? Now tell me, it's looking, after giving this flow, it is looking easier, heavier? Okay, now listen. I run the application. Surya. Now listen. Now I run the application. Control comes to main method. Using internally java.io file class. Using internally java.io.file class. Come on, guys. I located Spring Bean configuration file. Cool, boss. In this line, IOC container is created. This IOC container is created giving XML file. Come on. This IOC container is created giving XML file. Are you noticing it, guys? Now that means now entire XML file is there with IOC container. Spring container, IOC container, both are there. RES is passed there means now IOC container is having entire XML content, right? Okay, now listen. Factory dot, what is factory? IOC container. Factory dot get bean WMG. It takes the bean ID WMG, goes to Spring Bean configuration file and verifies, is there any bean ID whose bean ID? Is there any bean class whose bean ID is WMG? There are, not there are. There. Super. It observes what injection enabled on this bean. Property. Property means setter injection. Setter injection should be done means first of all, because setter method has to be called means first of all that class object has to be created, right? Setter injection means setter method should be called. Setter method is a non-static method. To call non-static method, first of all, object is required or not required. Come on. That's why loads the class, creates the object having WMG as the object name. Like this, object creation is done. Okay, then it comes to property tag. Come on. Then it comes to property tag. Which property? Date property. First verifies, is there any set date method or not? Yes, there. Super. Ref dt. Okay, now takes dt and verifies. Is there any Spring Bean class whose bean ID is dt? Is there any Spring Bean class whose bean ID is dt? Come on, guys. There. Any injection enabled, guys? Not enabled. That's why what happened? Loads the class, creates the object using zero param constructor. Right. This object is also created. That is B. That is B. Right. Now tell me. All these are done while doing works related to property tag. Okay. Now DT related date class object is ready. Now what happens, guys? On the wish message generator object, it calls set date method because property name is date, having date class, DT related date class object as the argument. So this WMG dot set date DT method is called or not. Due to this, date class object is assigned to wish message generator object or not. Come on, guys. Okay, now that wish message generator object is returned, but we are referring with object class reference variable. No, sir, I want to call all the methods of wish message generator. Then I have gone for typecasting. Come on. I think these two lines also clear, right? Lastly, invoke the business method. Invoke the business method. String result is equal to, Okay, generator dot generate wish message. Generate wish message Raja. System dot out dot println result. End of the main method. End of the class. Okay. Can I ask some questions now? Can I ask some questions now? Are you feeling Spring containers are lightweight? Did you get the feeling Spring container is lightweight? Question number one. Number two. Number two. Are you feeling Spring container which is whose name, whose type is bean factory? Whose type is bean factory? Come on, guys. Will not create any object until we ask for it. Until we call get bean method. Do you think it will create any objects, guys? Tell me. Spring container bean factory is performing lazy instantiation, eager instantiation. Lazy instantiation, eager instantiation. Right. I hope you felt it. I hope you felt it. Okay. Until we pass bean ID, do you think it is attempting to create any objects? No. Okay. Next one. Next one. Did you notice when you ask any bean class object, it is not just giving that bean class object, it is also what? Creating and assigning dependent class object and giving what? Both objects together in the form of target object or not? Tell me, guys, here I just got target object or I got target object having dependent object. When I call this method, at the end, I got only target object, I got target object having dependent object. I got target object having dependent object. Come on, guys. Are you feeling it or not there? I said, tell me yesterday what I said. Yesterday what I said. First Spring container, if we give what is target class, what is dependent class, loading both classes, creating objects for both classes, managing both class object, assigning dependent object to target object, and delivering objects wherever you want will be taken care by Spring container. Did I give this statement yesterday or not? Did I give these statements yesterday or not? Are you able to feel today or not? I'll execute the code. Don't worry. Next class is our work is what? Rewriting the same code in Eclipse. Understanding more details about it. Understanding more details about it. This is today. If you understand 20%, I am happy. I know you understood more than 20%. Okay. If you understand 20%, I am happy because next class we are going to elaborate this. Now tell me, guys, whatever confusions you are having while developing Spring Bean configuration file, almost clarified or not? Almost clarified or not? Okay. If something is still left, no problem. Something is still left. Okay, while developing in Eclipse, that will be gone. When I am giving internals, they will be gone. While giving internals, they will be gone. Today I have not given any internal. Okay, this is lazy. Ashish is a lazy instantiation. Until you demand for object, it is not creating any object. That's why it is lazy instantiation. Lazy means late, na? Okay, now I will take some queries from your side. Queries from side. Don't worry. When you spend time and time, all these lines becomes old lines only. Manali Tapre, today I cannot talk about the scopes, but what you said is right. Singleton design pattern is different. Singleton design pattern is different. Singleton scope is different. Tomorrow we don't have class. Next class will be on Monday. Jaga, when I introduce application context container, eager instantiation comes into picture. Sarup, microservices and architecture to develop every module as a separate project. Harish, today I just introduced Bean Factory container. In future, I will talk about how to work with application context container. Today evening classes are not there. The class that is using other class is called target class. The class that has been used by other class is called dependent class. Okay, guys. Spring Bean configuration file is XML file. But in future, we are going to replace that XML file with this one. Sarut Patkar, just now I have given microservices and architecture of developing project where every module will be developed as a separate project. Are you covering Spring AOP? Yes. You are giving full depth knowledge. I'm always there for that. Arun Kumar, you can change since you are a Java guy having Android knowledge. You can change, not a problem. Abhinash, okay, when I teach, it looks easy. When you practice, it becomes more easy. Practice is also required, not just listening. Here, which design patterns are using in Spring? Okay, basically factory design pattern is used. I will cover all the things later. Today evening, no design pattern class. For Sunday tool, you need not to register. If you register for one batch, you will be ready to attend tools. Anusha, you can watch YouTube videos, no problem. You want to get notes? This is the notes. Yes, this is the FB URL to get the notes. Yes. When tool is there, I will announce. Don't worry. Every Thursday, Friday itself, I will give clarity if tool is there on Sunday. Tools are part of the course. No need of paying extra money. Tomorrow, no class. Next class will be on Monday. How to get this much depth knowledge on it? This much. Still I have not given depth knowledge. Today is only introduction. When I teach internal, you will get more depth knowledge. Will you cover design pattern? Yes, whatever design patterns are required for Spring, those design patterns will be covered. Hibernate new batch will be started in the month of April and fee will be around 3,000. Do you need to take separate design pattern class? Yes. Okay. Only Spring related design patterns will be covered. If you want to learn all Ganga 4 and JWE design pattern, you have to attend design pattern batch separately. Right. You have to prefer attending live classes. Uploading of videos every day not possible in the YouTube. 2 GB RAM may not be sufficient, boss. Try to have minimum 8 GB RAM. Makito is part of our course. JUnit Makito is part of our course. As part of tools, I am going to discuss. Right. I'm sorry, but just one question. Are you taking all tools right? Yes, I'm going to take all tools. Date is not confirmed, but in the month of April, that will be there. What is internals? I'm going to talk a lot of memory related things, process involved in application execution. They are called internals. Hibernate course duration, 75 sessions. Eclipse is sufficient. Eclipse is sufficient. When you conduct design pattern, that's a separate batch, boss. Right now, an evening batch is going on. Tanusha, you have to become member in order to get the content. First, become member. Is it required to learn design pattern? Everyone needs design pattern to become matured programmer. Deepak Patil evening batch is going on. Already started. Wait for the next batch. Right. Abhi, we will discuss how to deploy the projects also. Are Surya, in a month, 3 Sundays will be having tools. Based on that, you can count. Nearly 15 to 20 tools are there. This Sunday, no tools are there. It is going to be Hibernate with JPA. Sanjay Sharma, our Hibernate will cover Hibernate with JPA. Right. Do you explain Jenkins, Flunk, and Kafka? Yes, they are part of our course. Okay, guys. Surya just now have explained. Okay, every week, every month, 2-3 tools will be covered. Based on that, you can continue. Count. Fine. Jitendra, right now we are developing monolithic application only. In future, we are going to develop same application in microservice model. Yes, if you want to enjoy Spring Data JPA, if you want to clear interview rounds, definitely Hibernate knowledge is required. Better to take some course of Hibernate to get more knowledge of OR mapping. Yes, I'm going to take Hibernate classes also. Okay. I'm going to take Hibernate class in the month of April. That batch will be started. Sumit Anand, we are going to discuss Eclipse with STS plugin. Eclipse with STS plugin, that is industry standard. IntelliJ is commercial, boss. Raghava, I'm not there taking core Java classes. Contact Harikrishna sir for core Java. Waiting for Hibernate and React. Okay, I will let you know once they are started. Srinivas, this is just newly started course. Initial classes are there in the YouTube channel. You can watch there. No. Spring container is lightweight. That means we can create Spring container by just creating object for class. That's it. Container creation process is lightweight. Automatically it won't load the class. Automatically it won't destroy the object until we ask. Mr. Achyuta, the creation process is light. By just creating object for one predefined class, we are ready with Spring container. Mostly 9 o'clock. Future Hibernate batch timings is this one. Spring basics we'll study for 15 to 20 days. After that, we will move to Spring Boot. Okay, I'll try to take project batch also, no problem. Hibernate prerequisite is JDBC. Akila, meeting ID will be changed mostly next week. Those who completed formalities, you will get meeting ID directly. Hibernate new batch, generally it is going to be, okay, generally it is going to be 9 o'clock slot. Surya, highest package up to now in Naresh IT. A student working in Germany got 60 lakh package. 60 lakh package. Right. If we calculate in Indian currency, it is equal to 60 lakh package. In India, 26 lakhs is the highest package. Okay. What will be the end date for the course? I cannot give end date, but I can give 120 to 130 sessions. Right. What is the prerequisite for DevOps and AWS? Any Linux admin, any Linux knowledge is sufficient. What happens if dependent class object has dependency? Okay, first it will create dependent. Okay, then next dependent, then target. Same hierarchy. Hibernate 9 a.m. Yeah, Surya, I think you are a bit naughty guy. Yes, it's 60 lakhs. In German currency, he got job in European country, Germany. And if we convert the package equal price to India, it is equal to 60 lakhs. When you start do configuration Spring, sir, next application we are going to work with Spring Eclipse only. So sudo here no bootstrapping objects are there, just container creation only will be there. Surya, I think that lady has climbed 4 years experience. For clearing interview, do you need to take Hibernate classes or Spring Data JP enough? You need to take Hibernate classes separately. Right. Today Hibernate class is there. Yes, today Hibernate class is there. Okay. If you miss any class, you can contact admin for recorded session. But I recommend to attend live class every day. Shushant, multiple mini projects will be conducted in these 120 sessions. Okay, Sanjay, when I'm teaching XML, I will talk about the parsers. Okay, guys. Okay, Surya, please watch. Surya, please watch Natra Java Arena group. I posted mail given by the student. Right. Danesh Kumar, only Spring Basics will be covered in Spring Angle. Later, all modules of Spring will be taught in Spring Boot style. Spring Boot style. Rukesh, this course is more than sufficient to switch from existing company to new company by showing some gap as experience. Yes, today DP class is not there. Today evening DP class is not there. Today advanced evening classes are not there, guys. Okay, Deepak Patil. Okay, Mr. Surya, you can see one of the existing student kept the message. Sir, currently I am having 15 lakh package. My friend is having 34 plus 5, 39 lakhs on 4.5 years experience. Both are your students. Okay. Someone asked, can you show the proof? One of the existing student has passed this message. You can check it out that. By using application if class is having 100 property, do you need to think it's a time consuming for a developer? First of all, we don't take 100 properties. Okay. We don't take 100 properties. And if you have 100 properties to assign the value, there will be another techniques to assign. Surya, if you have a subject, money will come automatically. If you have a subject, money will come. Money will flow in Java like anything. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time. We'll meet tomorrow. If I still miss anyone's question, please mail me to my email ID. Thank you. Have a nice time. We'll meet on Monday. Don't miss Monday's class. We are going to enjoy whatever we discussed today, that we are going to enjoy practically with Eclipse support. So we are going to develop our first Spring application using Eclipse in Monday's class. Thank you. Once you complete MVC, Spring Boot MVC, you can start going for interview. Mayur, yes, I will talk to Srikanth sir for discounts. Don't worry. Right. Sumit Anand, you have to contact admin to get the recorded sessions. Right. YouTube link. This is YouTube link. Thank you, guys. We'll meet on Monday.